Hello, my fellow humans. Today I want to talk about how we are all God's chosen people and how we already do live in the promised land. Interesting topic, huh? It could be loaded, but mm, my intention is to speak about this coming from the place of peace and love and seeing that we are all co-humans sharing our life on this planet in this moment in history. And the beauty of that. But before we begin, let's take a few stretches. Let's take a few breaths. Let's become aware of our bodies, our beautiful animal bodies that are carrying us around on this planet, and with which we can do beautiful things. We can create beautiful things with our hands. We can cook, we can paint, we can write, we can hug, we can participate in economy, pay for things, receive money, we can take a mint. Maybe I want to take a mint. uh, it's so good to have a body and to be alive and be able to do things on this planet. And also, let's also become aware of our voice. We can speak, we can sing, we can nurture each other with our words, or we can spread hate if we choose to do so. It is also an option. And let's also become aware of hair on our heads. I don't have anything special or smart to say about that. Just that it's nice to have hair. And if you don't have hair, if you have a bald head, bald, I'm never sure how to pronounce it correctly, it is still beautiful. And also, let's connect to our hearts. These little machines made of natural intelligence are pumping blood and bringing nutrients to every cell all day, every day. And also, besides that real physical job that they have our hearts another real job, which is to love and to receive love. And be love. Isn't that amazing? How beautifully we are made. Thank you, body. Thank you. I so much love how body can be heard as body, this physical vessel, and at the same time as body, like my friend, my body. Body. Your body is your body. Oh, I need to put that on tote bags. Your body is your body. Oh, that's a good one. So let's talk now about the promised land and how we are all chosen people. So you might think, and righteously so, rightly so, of Israel when I mentioned this about Jewish people and about Bible, and that's one part of story, and it's an important part of this story. And at the same time, I want to bring the perspective also back to individuals and also how that connects with the collective and to our relationship with the world. And maybe I need to share a bit of my backstory with this as well. So I was raised as Roma Catholic. Um, so I was raised as a Christian. My grandparents were religious, and we used to go to church when I was a child. And I have like this, um, is it sacraments? It is called like this in English, like these rituals, these initiations as a Christian. But I do not really consider myself as a Christian because later on, like in my teenage years, I read Siddhartha, and that's changed my life. And I feel as though I have this table of wise people from different religious and different schools of thoughts and different philosophies, and they all have a place at the table. And then if I look at Christianity, Jesus is one of those people that have place at the table. And also uh, there are people like Leonardo da Vinci that have place at that table. It's just like a table with wise people. And yeah, I'm not able to see myself as a person that could just follow one religion. I love taking wisdom from different religions, different philosophies. It's just, I love wisdom. I love wisdom, and I especially love if I can apply that wisdom that I receive and see into my everyday life, because that's the point, isn't it? So, with that backstory, I know some things about Bible, but I'm not like a scholar and all this. But I do want to share my points of view regarding the things in there, and uh, how I see them and how I see them related to what's going on in the world right now. And for me, Bible for most of my life was just a book with stories. I mean, I was raised into believing that this is some kind of a holy book, but when I was listening to the stories, a lot of the stories were confusing, and I always liked more like the New Testament, whereas the Jesus part with his miracles and his wise words and all that, because it made so much more sense and it was so much loving. And I was not really reading Bible for a very long time, but then years ago, uh, a friend, a new friend came into my life, and she is a Christian, and um, so to have conversations with her, I took the Bible again into my hands and sometimes like um, opened it sporadically, spontaneously on some page, and sometimes those pages were from the Old Testament. And so, and in the Old Testament, there are some beautiful things as well. But so, very often, I would open the page on some story that was just about war and fighting, and I would look at this and I would be like, these people were fucked up, you know? They were just about killing and cruelty, and what does that has to do with God that is supposed to be love and peace and something beautiful? And yeah, but still, then I started taking it. Oh, okay, so it's more like a psychology book, and it it was explaining similarly as if you read Greek myths. It's just so much. It's so much about human psychology. It's amazing, and I started seeing Bible in the same way, that it's about human psychology, and the Old Testament was showing like the state of the people at this point in time, thousands of years ago. And also, of course, there are a lot of um, definitely there are a lot of similarities with what people, how our human minds, how our psyche, emotions still work today. But I I was super then surprised uh, last year when I started mm, more observing what is going on with Palestine and Israel, and I was so shocked to discover that there are people in the world who see Bible as actual history book. And I mean, there are definitely a lot of things in there from the actual history that before I was not aware of. And but still, it's mind boggling to me that they have this book, and they have written in there that the land was promised to them and that they are chosen people, and because of that they are now killing Palestinians. And if we look into the Bible, they were actually killing Palestinians or Canaanites thousands of years ago, because that promised land that supposedly God was leading them to, it was already there were already people living there. It is like it is like there were already people living there. It is like some thought in my head would say, oh, I'm from Slovenia, and it would say, oh, Austria is Slovenia's promised land, and I would gather a group of people and we would go to Austria and say, this is our promised land. I mean, actually, there were parts of Austria that used to be our land, Slovenian land, and then we would go there and start taking our land back because they took it from us or whatever, and we would start killing them. I mean, that's just so bizarre. And I mean, it is written in the history books that parts of Austria were belonging to us. It is actually true, but time has passed since then, and we have good relationships with our neighboring country, and we go and we work there and we enrich each other with the economy. It's much more logical and safe and sane thing to do. So yes, I want to speak now regarding that notion of being chosen people and of the promised land. So imagine, I believe that we are all chosen people. If you think that how you were made, how all of us were made, or most of us were made, some of them were already, some of us walking this earth now, some were already made like in eprouvet, but still they needed to grow somewhere. But yeah, what I want to say, it's like there was one spermie that found an egg, and out of billions, I think, spermies, or 400 millions or something like this, I forgot the number, but it was a really small chance, really, really small chance that you and I are here in our current body. How do we look like? All that event that we are here on this planet, and it's already a freaking miracle. It's like we are already chosen, all of us, to be here. And if you really feel chosen, you don't have to convince others, oh, I'm chosen, because you are relaxed in being chosen. So I'm gonna give example with relationship with my husband. We chose each other to do life together, and we are in committed relationship. And since we chose each other, we are relaxed about it. So when I go out and talk with other men, he's not worried, he's not fighting them, he's not attacking them, because he knows he is chosen by me. And when he shares with me that he saw a beautiful woman or something, or about some woman being fun, I mean, I am like more jealous type in the relationship, but this is becoming lesser and lesser. I used to be way more, and he was just here and there a bit jealous, but it is very rare. Uh, but yeah, when he shares that, I'm like, yes, aren't we women amazing? We are beautiful and we are fun, and yeah. So knowing that we chose each other, that makes us more relaxed and loving with other people as well. And also because I know that I am together with a good man that I love, I can then be more relaxed in relationships with other men as well, because I see them, I see, because I have a good man. I see goodness in men, so I can be relaxed and feel with other men as though this is the there is this brotherhood of co-humans, brotherhood, sisterhood, like we share this planet together, and hey, it is good to see you. I'm glad you are my co-human, that you are walking the same earth. So yes, that on being chosen and then on a promised land. um so one thing that um in Bible, like 2000 plus years ago or something like this, um there came this guy Jesus that was kind of revolutionary in that time with his ideas. And uh, already back then and now today again, uh, Jewish people were expecting the return of the Messiah, a person, a figure that's gonna save them and establish them or something like this. And they were expecting a king. And then he came and he was saying, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It was a revolutionary message, and they did not receive it. I mean, hopefully some of them did, and hopefully in today's world they are people, also Jewish people, and hopefully also Israeli people, who can receive this message that the kingdom of heaven is within, that it's not about going and taking someone else's land, but that you already have the kingdom within. And when you have this sense of having the kingdom, already living in your promised land, wherever you are in the world, like I feel about my country, about Slovenia, like on some level, as though I cannot say if this is true or not, that as souls, and you might not even believe in souls, but um, let's hypothetically say this could be true, that souls choose where they live. And I'm like, thank you, my soul, for choosing Slovenia, because I so much love this country. It is so beautiful. And me loving this country and loving people in it, it does not make me want to attack our neighbors. It's the opposite, because I love my country and love the people in it and love the land. I can go and travel, and I go to Italy, and there I love people there. And I love Italy, and I love mm, all the strangers there as well, because it's, comparing to Slovenia, very multicultural, and it's just amazing. And also I can go to Austria and enjoy the beauty of their land, and I can go to Hungary and I can enjoy the beauty of their land, and I can go to Croatia, as many of Slovenians do. Like, I joke that during the summer we are colonizing Croatia, because if you drive through Croatia, there's so many cars with Slovenian registry numbers. But yeah, we go there and we contribute to the economy, and we swim there, and I mean, that's it. It's like we don't have to attack each other. We can do things with love and respect. So when you feel as though as though the part of the land that you are on belongs to you, it feels like it does not feel like you want to attack the neighbor. Maybe I have to explain this better. Mm. I mean, if someone would come and attack uh, our country, of course we would protect it. I mean, or maybe some would flee, some would protect it. Anyway, um, but what I'm trying to say is that, for example, when I think of the property where I used to grow up, and that probably, I mean, there are most chances like I'm the someone who's gonna inherit that, and I know that that land kind of belongs to me, even though now it still belongs to my mother. I don't feel as though I need to fight my neighbors, because I don't have to, because they all have their land. And now if I'm thinking about Israelis, they were like uh Jewish people, they were in like it's not just with them in the human history. People were always moving from one part to the other, and they were, yes, fighting for the land, and big like Rome Imperium, big imperiums were built, and big imperiums has fallen, and tribes have been fighting each other, and nowadays there are still some tribes on this planet that are fighting each other. And uh, like for us, when I'm thinking about my tribe, about my nation, uh, we kind of landed here and stayed here. And if I'm thinking about Jewish people, they did spread themselves all around the world. And then after World War II, or actually even before that, uh, they wanted to make their own land. And in some way, I can understand that, and I can understand how they are, um, how they feel attachment to that part of the planet, because so much of their history is there. But also at the same time, there is so much history of Palestinians, there is so much history of Canaanites, there is so much history of uh, Arabic nations. There was all this movement. Also, as in Slovenia, there is history here in our land of German people, of Italian people, of uh, other Balkan nations. There is history of Rome Imperium. There is history of all kinds of people here. And I'm so grateful that none of them are coming now after us and claiming that this is their promised land, and that they are not attacking us, thanks God. And if you think that um, Jewish people, when they came to Palestine, Palestinians accepted them there because they went after this horrible World War II thing where they were genocided, and there was this Holocaust. Uh, like there's a lot in there that I'm not gonna go now into because then I would need a few more hours. But what I want to say is they were victims in the World War II, and they were the Palestinian people that are living on the land that belongs to them, the Palestinian people, but parts of that land, yes, in the history also belonged to Jewish people. And also before that, there were Canaanites there before Jewish people came to this so called promised land. And imagine now that after World War II, Jewish people came there, and this actually happened, and they were received well there by Palestinians. Palestinians were helping them. But then they started, these so-called Israelis, they started grabbing that land and saying, oh, this is ours, and they started killing Palestinians and trying to expand their land, which are still doing. But imagine now that instead of them doing this, they would come to that land and they would be like, this is our promised land. Let's co-create now with other human beings that are here. Like, thank you for accepting us here. Let's do the things together. They could create together a promised land for themselves and for Palestinians. They could have a beautiful co-creation there if they would be able to simply just receive that they are God's chosen people and that everyone else is also God's chosen people, and just relax into that. Because if you truly feel like you are God's chosen, there's so much beauty and peace and connection with divine and with the world, with nature in it. And when you are in this state, you don't feel like attacking others and grabbing things from them because you are in the state of having. And when you're in this state, you can work and co-create with other people. And what I also want to talk about now is this in connection with the inner state, like promised land as this being chosen by God as inner state, not something that you have to prove to others, like I'm the God's chosen and you're not. What? Like in the relationship with my husband, like we chose each other, and we don't have to then like he chose me, I'm his chosen. No, we we chose each other, and we can live in peace and co-create together because of that. So if you feel that God chose you, which it did, God nature, it did choose you, you are here. That's the proof of it. And being in awareness of this, you have beautiful inner state of connection with the world, of connection with God, of connection with love, of connection with connection. And with the promised land, if you imagine this as the inner state, as what Jesus was trying to bring into this world, this awareness that kingdom of heaven is within you. I mean, let's own this actual land that we are, our bodies. Like, if you look at it, our bodies are made out of elements that are in the land, out of elements that are in the air, in the universe. And your promised land is already you, your body. And being in connection with that promised land that is you, you can be at peace with yourself and at peace with the world around you. If you feel safe in the promised land that is you, if you feel safe in your body, you will go out into the world in this relaxed state where you appreciate and honor and respect other people's bodies as well, where you don't go and step over their boundaries and try to take their life or whatever. No, you are at peace within, and you actually walk around in peace, and you are able to work with people and co-create with people. I hope that this all is making sense. I mean, I'm sure it does. Do I want to give you any questions? So share in the comments how that lands for you and how you feel when you contemplate that you already are chosen and that the kingdom of heaven is already within you. And how does it feel like to think of yourself as the promised land and to create good relationships in the kingdom that is already within you, in your inner state? Oh, I want to give another example before I leave you. When I went at the beginning of the year for Italy for 3 months, I felt there so welcomed, and I so much loved my life there. It was amazing 3 months, like every day was amazing. And I was a bit afraid of returning back to my country because I felt like more welcomed in Italy than my own country. And then I decided that I'm gonna create the inner state, that what I experienced in Italy, that I'm gonna create this as my inner state, where I feel welcome no matter where I am. If I am in Italy, in Slovenia, in Finland, wherever I go, that I have this inner state of being welcomed, of me welcoming myself on this planet, in this body, here and now. And as I started playing with this, I I started experiencing being welcomed here as well. I started seeing that I'm welcomed in the town, that I'm welcomed in the village I live in, that I'm welcomed in the family I live with. And it is a beautiful feeling. So, yes, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Much, much love. Love you. Bye bye.